guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Anastasia here with this week's Teen Mom Recap. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post new videos every single week about Teen Mom Young and Pregnant, Teen Mom 2, any news going on in the reality TV world. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. This episode starts off with Kayla. She's not ready to forgive Stefan after the fight with his mom. Luke asks her what we've all been wondering, which is, why did you even bother trying? Well, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Did they call you afterward to apologize? Of course not. Luke wants her to understand that he's there for her no matter what. He says, don't meet up with them until you're not mad anymore. No, I'm not meeting up with them again. I just want them to leave me alone now. Brianna doesn't want to talk to her mom. I don't know what to say to her. It's not worth it. Vanessa asks her, have you thought about therapy? Kinda. Last time they told me to set boundaries with my mom, but she just doesn't listen. But it would be nice to go. The fighting has been more frequent. Next, we learn about the newest cast member, Kayla J. Wait till you hear about this dumpster fire. Kayla J met her on and off boyfriend Mikael at work about 5 years ago, and they were in a serious relationship for about 2 of those years. Mikael was female until a couple years ago when he started transitioning to a male. So you're probably wondering how these two had a baby then. They got engaged at the age of 18 and they went to a sperm bank to purposefully have a baby. A bitch what? Mikael then wanted to start seeing other people, big shock, and they lived together and were on and off for years. Neither one of their families was supportive of their sperm bank baby at 18. I cannot imagine why. We faced judgment and the world was against us. Yeah, as they should have been. Y'all stupid. Kayla's mom was the most supportive, but Mikael said his family was not supportive at all. He says, I'm worried I'm gonna be like my mom. I felt alone my whole life. When I came out as transgender, my mom burst out crying and says I should have never named you Mikael. Okay, but can we go back to the sperm bank thing? Now I know that there's definitely been some planned pregnancies on this show before, but this is just like next level dumbassery. This was super planned. Like you went way out of your way to have that kid. I mean, you busted out the turkey baster for this bad decision. And apparently paid for the sperm? Like, isn't that expensive? And what sperm bank was handing out jizz to someone who was in high school 6 months ago? Like, I don't understand how if you want to adopt a baby, you have to have a degree and a certain income and all these qualifications. But for sperm, you could just walk in there at 18 with no good job and an unstable relationship and just shove it up in there. I always thought of sperm banks as like for 40-year-old single people with shriveled up eggs, not 18-year-olds. How is that even legal? Big dumbass energy, I'm sorry. My sympathy for these two is very low. And I am considering that she might be lying and she might have just slept with the dude on the side, but I don't know, she's really pushing the sperm bank thing. It's been 4 years to the day since Kaya's dad passed away. Tiesa lives with her dad, but they don't get along well. Tiesa says, my mom told me my whole life that my dad didn't want to be involved with me. I didn't want to believe it, but he showed me that it was true when I moved in with him. He doesn't even talk to me unless I talk to him. Things with him are not well. You can't force a person to be in your life. Can't force them to care. I just don't understand how you can have a daughter and not even know what she's doing. Next is Rachel. Cody and I are getting along great. We're talking about moving in together. I hope Mallory doesn't judge me when I tell her. So Mallory, how's your love life? I get dick when I need it, then I dip. Okay, Nicki Minaj, that's just great. You doing that in the house that you live in with grandma? Better tell her to turn her hearing aids down when you got your little friends over. That's cool. I'm with Cody now. He has a job at a sandwich place and he can get me in on it too. Yeah, we're thinking about moving in together. You think you're gonna make it on 2 jobs at a sandwich shop? With both of us? Yeah. There's no way you'll make that work. Last year you said Cody was psychotic and you didn't want to be around him. I made it up to be so much worse than it was. You've never even hung out with Cody ever, and it's not your life. You don't need a boyfriend. And you don't need to live with Nana and have hoes. You could have a boyfriend and settle down. That's not what I want to do with my life. I want to see you do better with your life. Rachel gets mad and calls Cody to pick her up. I'm not sure why Mallory thinks she's doing so much better than Rachel. I remember them being pretty equally trashy last season, although I guess we haven't seen much of her situation this season. She is right though that Rachel probably can't afford to move into a place yet. Rachel was also saying that Cody would watch the baby while she was at work and vice versa, but it's not likely that they'll always get their schedules to be so in sync like that at a fast food job. Mikael goes back to Philadelphia. Kayla says we're on and off, but he still tries to see baby Mecca. Today he's visiting. We always talked about having another kid. I would still have one with you because I want my kids close in age. Bruh! You just said you're not even together. Like, somebody confiscate this crazy bitch's turkey baster. Even Mikael has more sense than her. He says, you know, now's probably not a good time for that. We're not even together. And she says, I just want to try something different. After Mecca, my body wasn't the same, and our sex life wasn't the same. But when you left, it was hard to learn how to live without you. Do you think there's still a chance of us being together? Yeah, I think so. I just need to do me first. I need to see what else is out there. You probably won't find another bitch out there willing to have a sperm bank baby with you at 18. Brianna meets up with her therapist. How's it going with your mom? She undermines me for my age, for my parenting decisions. We fight, we yell, and then she supports me only to throw it in my face later. Oh, she guilt trips you? Yeah, she only does that when I'm mean though. Well, do you deserve it then? I come off as the bad guy. I don't say anything for a while and then I blow up. I feel like a child. I'm so stuck. Funny how every time we see her, she's blowing up. Next scene is Kayla, the original Kayla. She says both Stefan and his mom both put their hands on me. I can't tolerate that. I need to make a change. Luke, how do you feel about adopting Isaiah? He says, yeah, I would actually go for that. Stefan could fight it if we went to court over it, but I don't think he would, because whether he cares depends on the day of the week. Just slide a couple 20s over to his ex Madison to get back together with him, and believe me, he won't show up at that courthouse. We go back to the park to see Stefan. I mean, is this dude just not allowed in any of the local restaurants? I wouldn't doubt it. We always see him in the park. He says, I forgot my mom was even gonna see Kayla that day. And then she calls me, tells me, your mom put her hands on me. What, do you guys not talk? Oh, I don't feel the need to sit and talk with Kayla. She's not looking at the bigger picture. I am. I have my own family portrait. Yeah, your own picture with me, myself, and I. They're a really happy family. I had a sliver of hope for Stefan last episode when he was being mature, but clearly he's run out of energy for that. Now he's saying they don't need to talk and Kayla's wrong again. Like, what bigger picture ignores the fact that you and your mom abused Kayla? Disgusting. Kaya sets up a dinner date with Tiaja. Big old basket of wings there. Looks like a good time. She says, how's your dad, Tiaja? It's not normal. You would think he would act different. He missed out on my whole life. You don't want to push for that relationship? There's no one to push. He's an adult, and shouldn't he be doing the pushing? I thought the same thing. I thought that my dad didn't care. I didn't see what he went through until it was too late, and he passed away. Tiaja says, I'm so close to closing those wounds, and I don't need to reopen them. And then they start fighting. Tiaja says, if my parents die, they die. I don't give a shit. Damn, it's that bad, huh? Kaya gets emotional and starts to walk away. She says, I can't have a conversation with someone who wants their dad to die. Which, yeah, it's a bit harsh to say, especially to someone on the anniversary of their dad dying. Rachel runs to Cody's car, away from Mallory, and away from her daughter. She literally just ditches Hazley at the park with Mallory like, bye bitch. Mallory yells, toodles buddy, to Rachel, and then she watches Hazley until Stephanie can come pick her up. Once their mom gets there, Mallory makes fun of Rachel with Stephanie. She finds any bum across the street and thinks that it's her husband. She settles down, then changes her mind so quick. And Stephanie's like, yeah, but you also did the same thing, like, last year. Anyway, Rachel is spending the night with Cody. Guess that Stephanie will take her kid home. Love Rachel just abandoning her kid for her family to deal with. Real babysitter material right there. Mikael meets up with his mom, who doesn't accept his gender transition. His mom doesn't understand why his pronouns are he and him. He says, you don't respect me. I need to do me and not live for anybody else. This is what I've always wanted. And his mom says, you can't transition into a man. I feel like my child is dying. I accepted you as gay, but not trans. They fight and his mom leaves the room crying. I'm probably going to get some flack for this, but, you know, even though this is an interesting story and all, I feel like it has nothing to do with teen pregnancy. Like, I feel like MTV is trying to collect as many woke points as humanly possible, but their storyline really doesn't have much to do with the show. Like, for one, they openly got pregnant on purpose. It's not relatable or common how they went about it. It's super weird. And most trans people can't get pregnant or get someone else pregnant, so it's like, why are you on the show exactly? It's like Cheyenne. She's not a teen mom, and I don't get why she was on the show either. Brianna wants to move out. I really wish the bitch would just do it already. We know that she does do it at some point because she posted her new apartment on Instagram. Jessica says, you're gonna see things differently once you leave. Oh yeah, I'm sure I'll hate it and miss you all the time. Well, we'll just survive together here until then. I don't know, I might kill you, Mom. Nah, I'm sure you'll just say you hate me 500 more times. Yeah, I probably will. Well, that's probably why you get treated like a kid. Tiaja cries about her parents. She says, I have to force myself to say that I don't like them because it hurts so bad, but they just show me that they don't care. Kaya's mom tells them to just stop the conversations about parents because it's too sensitive for them both. Tiaja apologizes to Kaya. Kayla is relieved that Luke wants to adopt Isaiah. She says, if something happens to me, I don't want Isaiah with Stefan. Even if me and Luke don't work out, he will be there for Isaiah. Luke tells his mom about the adoption, and she agrees that it would be a good idea. And that's all for this episode of Teen Mom Young and Pregnant. What do you think of Kayla J and the Sperm Bank baby? Make sure to leave a comment down below and make sure to subscribe for more Teen Mom recaps every week.